Hi everyone, it's Dr. Sara Ionescu. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I wanted to talk all about why I choose to warm up and cool down whenever I do a workout. Now, last week I talked all about stretching and why even on days where I don't necessarily do a workout, I stretch every single day. Stretching is hugely important. Go check that video out all about why and the benefits. But today I wanted to go over how I got into warming up and cooling down with my workouts that I do and why I choose to continue to do that. So just again, always going back to the backstory, I was an athlete growing up, so warming up and cooling down was often part of our workouts. But I was younger, it was kind of built in. Somebody decided everything for us. It was, prescribed by a coach. And so I didn't really have to think about it. And quite honestly, I'm not sure at that point in my life I ever really understood the benefits or why we were doing the warm-ups and the cool downs. I just did them because it was what we were told to do. So fast forward, I had that struggle time where I was trying to get back into exercising regularly, trying to figure out all the things with life and timing and all of that. And when I finally started to exercise more, I wanted all of that time to be, here I am, here's my time, I'm working out hard, I'm sweating, my heart rate's up. I quite honestly didn't want to waste, in quotation marks, any of those minutes on warming up or cooling down. And ultimately, nothing major happened, but this did lead to some minor injuries, some, smaller aches and pains, and definitely my exercise performance suffered. And in those moments, I didn't necessarily understand why that was happening, but now when I look back, I think much of that was attributed to the fact that I was not warming up or cooling down properly because I was so focused on maximizing that time. And what I've learned now over the last couple of years is how taking that time, even just a few minutes, to do that warm up and cool down, it makes a huge difference. And I'm going to explain the benefits, that I have seen. There are many more. And again, I'm always someone that recommends trying some experiments for your body because there is scientific evidence, there's people who have been studying this, but everybody's body is different. And so it's not necessarily true that because this works for someone else, it will work for you. You have to get out there and experiment. But I think following a guide, having some idea, and maybe an understanding of what the benefits could be and where it could take you can help be a motivating factor. So for me, the first thing with warming up especially is it majorly improved my performance during the workout. So that warm up, typically I do something that's about 5 minutes regardless of my workout. So if I'm running, I'm cycling, I'm doing strength training, maybe some sort of like boot camp workout, depending on the workout I'm doing, I will adjust the warm up accordingly to be, sort of appropriate for that workout. But basically, the idea is those 5 minutes of going from, rest or whatever you were doing before to a more intense workout, those minutes allow your body to kind of get into the zone of exercising. It lets your heart rate ramp up slowly. It gets your muscles moving. It gets the blood going, which can help your muscles feel more awake. And then when you get to the actual workout, inevitably your performance is better because everything is warmed up and primed and ready to go. The second thing with the cool down that I've noticed is it speeds up recovery significantly. So I have done many experiments over the years where, for example, with running, I'm going to go out for an X mile run or an X minutes run. And then at the end, I just stop and that's the end of that. Well, your heart rate is high, your muscles are super warm. And if you're not gradually bringing your heart rate back down, it can lead to symptoms such as nausea, lightheadedness, and I certainly had some of these and sometimes I sort of wonder like, what is going on? And then eventually it fades away. But what I noticed when I started doing more proper cool downs where I would stay at that intensity level and slowly decrease my heart rate and decrease the intensity of whatever I was doing, I started to not have those symptoms anymore at all. Like when it was gradual, it was no issue. The other thing was the recovery in general, like throughout the rest of the day, was much quicker. I felt significantly less sore. Now, of course, depending on the workout you're doing, if you're doing, say, a heavy strength training day on legs, yes, you're probably going to have some soreness in your muscles. But in general, especially with cardiovascular activities like cycling or running, I find that when I do that cool down, the soreness, even though it may still be present, it's much less than if I didn't cool down at all, which then allows the next day to be, another workout, whether it's, a full recovery day, an active recovery day, yoga, whatever it is, but that allows me to feel better during that follow-up workout. And again, doing experiments with your body and writing things down and observing is so helpful because then you can optimize what's working the best for you. And the third thing that I've noticed, which actually for me has been the most important, is mindset. So the warm-up part of it, it just helps me get, again, in the right zone. But instead of it being my body, it's getting my mind in the right zone. Like I'm here, I'm showing up for the exercise. The other things, the other distractions, whether it be work related, family related, whatever related, they're sort of on pause. And yes, those thoughts are going to float in. But when you do that warm up, it gives you some time to kind of get those thoughts out of the way so that when you get to the actual workout, your brain is ready to go. It's like, okay, I'm here, I'm showing up, this is what we're doing, this is what we're focusing on. And that's huge for me because a lot of times, there are a lot of distractions and then your attention is on something else and you may not be putting in the effort that you want to or that you could be, which then affects your performance, not only for that workout, but if you have certain goals or you're training for something, that's going to impact that. Similarly, with the cool down, it also majorly helped my mindset. And this is something where I thought, this doesn't make any sense. Like, why would a cool down help my mindset? But again, it's almost the reverse of like, okay, I did the workout. That's the time where I celebrate the win of showing up. I go over in my head, what workout I did, what I'm going to write down later in my journal, all of these things. And so it's just a few extra minutes to kind of think about what I've done and have time to myself that I can reflect on the exercise, on the workout, so that it's not just doing the workout and jumping to the next thing. That reflection time can be really helpful in propelling you forward in terms of consistency, in terms of training goals, in terms of whatever you're working toward. So again, I think, warming up and cooling down are hugely important for workouts. I was somebody that never took the time for it until a couple of years ago when I thought, well, maybe I should try this. And when I saw the benefits, like I said, that my performance was better, my recovery was quicker, my mindset during the workout was more focused and positive, it was like, okay, I need to keep doing these things. And so I encourage you to, to try your own experiments and to write things down to help you optimize what works the best for your body in terms of, do you like warming up? Do you like cooling down? Do you like doing a certain amount of time, a certain amount, a certain activity, whatever works the best for you. So if you are somebody that's looking for exercise accountability, exercise tips, you're really loving this sort of content, you have more questions and you want to hear more about what I talk about, you can definitely head over to my website at drsaraionescu.com, where you can sign up for my free newsletter where it's going to be all about, these types of things. And also subscribe here for more because I'm here weekly making videos on exercise. And then I'm also here daily with little tips and tricks in the shorts section. So the videos are, a minute long, real quick tips, tricks, ideas, motivation, positivity, all of that. So What would it take for you to do some experiments and try warming up and cooling down? And if it improved your exercise performance, if it quickened your recovery, if it helped your mindset, what could happen? Imagine if all of those things improved. How much more quickly could you get to your goals? And then what larger goals would open up? Let me know if you try this out and how it works for you. Like I said, subscribe for more. Bye, everyone.